Alright, let's see if we can get this dub. We need this.
Looks like a pretty nice day. Sky conditions wise, it's those isolated storms though that we'll have to watch along the Gulf Coast. And then here's the big forecast that I think everybody on social media has asked me for. Temperatures in LA, 60 degrees, Savannah. It looks great there. Phoenix, just a little farther to the east, 101. And this is at 9 p.m. tonight. But you'll notice there's still some showers and potentially some thunderstorms for Minneapolis to Denver. We'll watch for potential interruptions. But I'm happy about New York's forecast. 76 degrees. We'll have a little cloud cover, but some clear skies overhead as well, and hopefully that rain will get out of the picture in time for the fireworks show. 60 feels low for LA, right? Yeah, it is a little on the cooler side. We've seen things kind of fluctuate there, but at least it's not the one we're dealing with. That's right. Lots of happy people following you on Instagram right now, right? Exactly. Fireworks across the board. Thanks, Angie. See you in a bit. Now let's get to NBC News correspondent Guad Venegas at Miami-Dade County. Hey, Guad, good morning. So it is another day, as we were just hearing, of dangerous heat for a lot of the country. What precautions should people take if they're planning on celebrating outside today? What's it like where you are?
Savannah, good morning. It is hot and humid, as it's usually at this time of the year here in South Florida. Authorities always have the advice for people to, of course, stay hydrated, also to apply sunscreen for those that are going to be out in the sun, especially people out in the beach, and, of course, find some shade throughout the day if you're going to be out in the sun. And, Savannah, as somebody who grew up in Southern California, I grew up in the desert in temperatures of 100 to 110 degrees. I can't tell you how often we would see people to come visit the area, or people that go to beaches who normally don't live there, who forget to apply sunscreen and stay hydrated, because the heat will creep up of individuals that might be partying or celebrating 4th of July. So those are the very important things that authorities are always advising for those that are planning to spend the day in the sun, Savannah.
Absolutely. You should wear sunscreen all the time, not even just when you're going to hit the beach or something like that. We're going to talk about summer skin a little later in our show, Guad. You can stick around for that. Help us out with that segment, too. But great reminders, and you're right about staying hydrated. It's so important. I know some cities are dealing with extreme heat waves, though, too, and they've had to make these alternative plans for their fireworks displays. We heard a little bit about this from Angie, but there's these fears that these dry conditions
My
could
opponent
ultimately
ain't checking on
spark
his motherfucking
wildfires. We had a great
notifications
story in
right
our show
now.
yesterday about drones being used instead. Tell us about some
I
of those
need him to
changes.
hurry up, because I'd much rather be on some Call of
That's right. So
Duty.
drones are being
You
used
gonna roll
in
one up, though.
places like Salt Lake City.
Give
They're
Cuz some
using
time
these
to
drones
respond.
because, of course, fireworks pose this danger. And it's not only because of wildfires, it's also because of the noise and the pollution that can be caused by the fireworks in Arizona. They're using lasers. So it's a use of technology. Some cities, like here in Southern Florida, they're actually mixing fireworks with drones. Some of the pets here, for the people that live around the area, in the beach area, will be scared. We all know the way dogs can sometimes react with the sound of fireworks. So it's a good option for some places for many reasons, not just because of the drought and the danger of wildfires. And very important to keep in mind, after the wet winter that places like the West Coast had, there has been a lot of growth of vegetation, and that also creates more dangers. And that's why authorities in many places are being extra careful as we head into the summer and what will become that fire season into the later part of the year, Savannah.
Absolutely. Also, Glad, I mean, I do think that the heat's probably going to send a lot of people to beaches like you're at right now to celebrate or to try to cool off. How big are crowds that we're expecting to see at shore towns like Miami, where you are?
We're
Oh,
gonna
well, the sun
pause.
just came up here, right? So it's still very quiet, but we expect
Alright, let's get this motherfucking shit over with.
I've never seen so many black men in an airport. I didn't put that text in. She put it in. I've never seen so many black men in an airport. I didn't put that text in. She put it in.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but my whole flight it was full of black men traveling with their black men. They come into Colombia, baby. That's why you hear my soul. They're all here.
You don't know what you're doing. 10 to 12 years, things are going to be completely different. Let's keep going.
So men aren't saying they're getting their passport.
Because in America, women hate on men.
They say that they're tired trying to find a woman in the United States where women say, I don't need a man, go away.
The whole independent woman thing is really a U.S. thing.
And then the women are mad. The same women who hate men and are feminists are mad the men went to where they're respected.
And instead of looking in the mirror and asking ourselves if we would make great wives, we would much rather shame them. They are not going over there to rape and conquer. Ma'am, if you're not fit, feminine, or friendly, then you're not what these men
Bruh,
are.
what's going on, man?
In other
Somebody hit the
countries,
100 thing.
such as DR
I'll hit it.
and Thailand, it's just culturally the norm for a woman to be cooking, for a woman to take care of her man, all that stuff.
I mean, I'm an American woman. I do my best, but I can say, as a collective, foreign women are winning. Sorry, they're winning.
Why is that important? The women are starting to split ranks. When you are in battle, what is the number one rule in battle? It's three words. The initials are HTL. Hold the line. You have to hold the line, people. Men, passport bros, passport Joes, hold the freaking line. Hold the mother line, man. Hold the line. You know why? Because they're breaking rank. That sisterhood that has plagued us for generations is breaking ranks. Somebody put in the chat, hold the damn line. Hold the line. Hold the line, people. Hold the line. They can't take it. It's starting to show. Those of them that have active synapses in their head are starting to say, oh, I'm not trying to go over this cliff like all the rest of these buffalo in the stampede. Maybe I'll right here and live to fight another day. Hold the mother line. Let's go, fellas.
Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in northeast Florida. There's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Jacksonville. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Hey, exit! X3! 218, stop it!
They'll start, and right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a give here to Pollard. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. This defense for the Jags, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back.
Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They go play action with Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And look, you're down 7-0 in the first quarter. You know it's not a time to panic or feel like you've got to get those points back right away. But how about their conviction and taking that chance to throw the ball deep right there, knowing they can hit on plays like this? I'll bet that won't be the last time we see them take a deep shot in this game.
Oh! That one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They go play action now. Lawrence rolling to his right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Lawrence.
Oh, good shit.
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Ridley from 13 yards out. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied at 7. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he goes out right around the 39. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Again, a run with ball. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush your passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. A bad time for a roughing penalty. And they get the gift of a 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff. Nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. There he goes, right side. He's at the 40. Looks right.
Get us this shit, bro.
And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense poke.
Hold on, was he down? Come on, we ready.
Swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Now McManus for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Say about that one, fella.
And you can bet they're bridging two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
That shit hurts so bad.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Going to run again here with Pollard. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Run for Pollard. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendencies. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they're doing.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now Pollard. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll run with Pollard.
Good shit.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
That's complete right around the 8. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Here's Pollard. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Marr on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. We haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is dropped.
Man,
it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could never reel it in.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Rolling, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. After the sack on first down, Lawrence. And it's complete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try to get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Hey, take it.
Lawrence will throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. McManus's point after is good. The lead is now 21-14. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
You gotta make up for that bullshit.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw there caught by Gallup. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. They'll run on first down. Pollard. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 76 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Pollard again. They find some open field here.
Good shit. Good motherfucking hard run, baby.
Cowboys. And that CD, one heck of a run. He just refused to go down.
And that's where determination comes in, because he had at least a couple of guys had really good shots at him, but he just said, I don't think so. Speed, power, elusiveness, all on display right there. Look like you, partner, back in your salad days in Evansville.
Marr now to add the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
That ties the game at 21.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective, because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you...
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Hey, Foxtrot! Go! Hey, over it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Vaughn on 1st and 10. Down to the 41. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
On 2nd down, it's Vaughn. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Looking to throw. Prescott.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take possession as they got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
On play action, Lawrence.
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this one is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence out to his left.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, Hayward! Hey, start it! Hey, stop it!
Play action. It's Lawrence.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
This will be fielded at the 17. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
And he's got some space here.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. Boy, 175 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Panicked that multiple times.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Handoff coming left is Vaughn.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Good shit, good shit.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? Throwing there, but this pass is going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
The kick by Marr is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 46 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back, and he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
You damn sure needed that. That's what's up.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Prescott. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
3rd and long for Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And got his man complete. Wow. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
That is crazy.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Pollard. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
Run through that
They'll take this
motherfucker.
one down to about the 40. They'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 7.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now Dak. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And he's just going to be short here. Maybe by half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
the sneak. It's Prescott.
Yeah, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down.
Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the fourth quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out first downs.
Vaughn, they'll try the left side. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game will help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits, create some more natural running lanes. Might help the offensive linemen get better handles in the blocking schemes.
On third down, it's Pollard. Well, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To throw, Prescott. Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Here's Prescott.
Good game.
Knocked away and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Prescott.
Oh, good motherfucker, dude. Good game, girl.
It's intercepted.
Good motherfucker game.
He's at the 50. The 30. 10. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Jags, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.
That we believe comprised our planet's
It's all good. We got her. That was a good ass game though. Next time, play smarter. Catch us on some Call of Duty for now though, baby.
Unstable geologically. There's a moon in the night sky.